Welcome back to TK Tennis. So in my last video, I suggested that maybe they should just get rid of doubles altogether instead of having this exhibition that they had at the US Open for the mixed doubles. So I'm going to do this off the cuff, no edits. Let's go. So let's first recap the mixed doubles event at the US Open, where Vasasori and Irani, so the doubles pairing of Vasasori and Irani, who won the mixed doubles championship last year at the US Open, also won this year's new style format, which I would call an exhibition, in which many of the players viewed as an exhibition as well, because it was a high prize money exhibition that was meant to put the top players into doubles to raise some awareness. And in the last video, I suggested it was probably a good attempt to try something different because frankly, doubles doesn't make enough money, right? And if you're not going to generate enough spectators and enough viewership to have doubles, at least they were trying something different. But I thought this was probably going to be a failed attempt because it was more of an exhibition and that it could not be replicated over and over by having the top players play this sort of format at many other tournaments or even other Grand Slams. But I think they may have unlocked the recipe to cure the problem with doubles by having this event, if they make the right decisions going forward. So first of all, like I said, Vasasori and Irani won this doubles match, and they won last year. So it showed that double specialists, and they're not necessarily double specialists, they also play a lot of singles, but they beat the top players that this event was probably catered to. So that was really interesting, and it was really fun to watch those two win this tournament, and they're both from Italy. And that goes to possibly figuring out, how do you solve this crisis that doubles has in tennis? Because frankly, most people don't want to watch it, but many of you commented that you enjoy watching doubles, and that was interesting. I find doubles for the most part being a little bit boring, at least in its current format with the current players. Watching two men from two different countries and dress differently and have no history or no name brand awareness is really boring to me. But many of you said you like it. So maybe there's a way to solve doubles, and maybe the US Open mixed doubles exhibition showed us a way towards that. And that's why I wanted to make this video. So for those of you saying it wasn't an exhibition like Pegula, listen, if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it looks like a duck, it's a duck. And this looked like an exhibition, sounded like an exhibition, it's an exhibition. But maybe something in the future doesn't have to be an exhibition like this. So here are my thoughts on, what we may be able to do to solve doubles. Now, I also was a little bit critical of the double situation, that since no one really wants the doubles, and if you extend this exhibition to a week prior to the US Open, that you're really just extending the Grand Slam tournament for an extra week. And it was sort of a money grab for the tournaments. So now instead of having a 2-week Grand Slam championship, now you have a 3-week Grand Slam champion, which is just a way to generate more money. Then I was a little bit critical of that, and I still am. But if the players are okay with it, and the audience is okay with it, and it generates more viewership to tennis, then I'm okay with it as well, and I think the sport should be okay with it. So here's my solution, what I'm thinking could really work in the future to restore doubles. Well, the first part of the plan would be, let's not integrate doubles and singles all at the same time. Because the fact of the matter is, all the stars play singles, and if you have doubles intermingled during the tournament with singles, most people are going to watch singles. So have doubles as a standalone tournament, as you just did. Now, also, instead of having 2-hour, 3-hour long doubles matches, which are boring in my opinion, and I think most people's opinions, using this kind of format where you play up to 4, and then you have a tiebreak, and you only have 2 sets up to 4 with a 3rd set tiebreak, makes the event a little bit more, or the matches a little bit more exciting. So I thought that was also really good as well. So if you take that format, you shorten down the format and you condense it, and you put it the week before, you could use doubles as a warm-up week prior to the singles. And you do many things with this. You would first allow other doubles players or regular doubles specialists to play in those tournaments. And at the same time, you'd let singles players who are mostly already at the tournament the week before practicing, if they want to play in doubles, now they don't have to worry about it interrupting their singles matches the following week. They could play doubles one week and they can play singles the following week. And I think you'd have more singles players playing doubles, especially if the prize money was also really strong like it was. So now you can intermix the double specialists and the top names in singles into a single tournament. And frankly, that is the best of both worlds. You get the star power and you get the opportunity for double specialists to earn a living. Now, here's another thing that you could do. The third part of this that I'm thinking is have each one of these tournaments. So this was just a mixed doubles tournament, but what if you had women's doubles one day, men's doubles another day, and mixed doubles the third day? And on the fourth day, you have the finals for all of these. So you may have to reduce the size of the draws, but because the matches are so short, you might be able to play 4 or 5 matches in one day. So if women's doubles was on a Monday prior to the tournament, so I'm thinking the prior week to when the Grand Slam begins. Grand Slams begin usually on a Sunday or a Monday. And the day or two before, they usually have kids' days and a lot of opening ceremonies, events. So the Saturday and Friday before the tournament starts are usually pretty much blocked up. But if you have matches Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as a pre-tournament doubles, as doubles only events, with Mondays being women's doubles, Tuesday being men's doubles, and Wednesday being mixed doubles, and Thursday having the finals. Now you could play those matches, you could have 4 or 5 rounds in one day, and on top of that, maybe have it where it's only country based. So you make it a country competition where you have doubles players from a certain country playing together, and they have to be dressed in their national colors. So now you have this separation of all the different doubles tournaments, and you have them in uniforms playing for their country in short, exciting matches. And then on Thursday, you have the finals for all 3 in the evening at the Grand Slam, filling up the stadium just like you did at the US Open. And you could also maybe add in that many of these high profile matches would be played in the evenings or at night, even on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So after work, during the Grand Slam, you have these really exciting semifinals and quarterfinals for the women's doubles on Monday, and for the men's doubles on Tuesday, and for mixed doubles on Wednesday, or some variation of that. And then on Thursday in the evenings, you have this epic doubles final showdown between countries. I think that's something that might be able to be replicated at least every Grand Slam, that would fill the stands for an extra week, that would give the opportunity for doubles players and singles players to make more money and bring a lot more excitement into the game and resolve this crisis that we have in tennis about doubles. Because the fact of the matter is, doubles does not make enough money as a business to have it as a separate event in a normal basis the way it currently is. So that's my thoughts on the topic. I think there are many ideas that you might have that you can add into the comments, but that's my thinking, is that the US Open mixed doubles tournament really showed us that there is a possibility for doubles to be successful as a standalone or pre-standalone event to the singles. But don't intermix it or intertwine doubles and junior events with the main event, which is the singles matches, the 2-week tournament of singles. So again, off the cuff, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next ace. And let me know in the comments of any additional thoughts you have, whether you think I'm wrong and why I might be wrong, because again, this is just ideation, but I think there is a way to unlock doubles into a much more popular sport than it is now. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next ace.